One's ready. One's ready. Go!
So you guys are going into Special Warfare Assessment Selection. It is an attributes-based selection model. What does that mean?
Guys, are we running right now to get fitter with practicing running? Practicing.
Right? I can't freaking...
So there's a holistic picture that we're looking for. The instructors are giving you input, and we're expecting an output. And everything is for a reason. If you guys haven't heard my spiel yet, everything that we do, every single exercise, has a connection to the job that you're trying to do. We don't want people at INDOC, Special Warfare Assessment Selection, whatever they're gonna call the new course when it inevitably changes somewhere down the road. I don't care what they call it. What I need is you to show me the raw materials for the things that I wanna build you into. Just like everything else, it's a crawl, walk, run.
I can run the keys learn just like this.
All the way to HEC, you never quit!
All the way to HEC, you never quit.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the One's Ready podcast. You're in the team room, and we are back with you on the 22nd of October with a daily drop. A little bit different format, because really with the shutdown, all the public affairs offices are, not posting, not writing news articles, nothing like that, or at least it's minimal. And so there's not much news that's going on out there right now, at least from the military channels. So, that's why we really haven't done a daily drop in quite some time, because I use theirs to curate and all that kind of stuff. So, but before we get into what I have in store for you, let me give you a little, no, I'm not going to give you a teaser. You're just going to have to wait for it. So we got our Nashville Operator Training Summit this weekend. We are full up. We've had a couple people drop out, but we were kind of over anyway, because we were like, it's one of those things when people hit you up and say, hey, you still got space? I know I'm late. It's tough to turn them down, man, because all they want to do is get better. And that's what we're all about. So, yeah, we had originally around 45, and now we've got 40 people that are completely dedicated to coming out there. So, but what that also means is, when the hell are we going to have another one? Well, we're going to have another one on the 21st and 22nd, on the 20th and 21st of December out in Las Vegas. The arrival would be 19 December. Land stuff would be on the 20th, which is Saturday, and all the pool work would be on Sunday, the 21st. Now, how the hell do you sign up for it, you ask? Ooh, I'm glad you asked. Well, if you guys head over to operatortrainingsummit.com, you'll see the new site. And please be kind, because I built this in, over 2 days, and I'm just not very creative. I'm not very good at it, nothing like that. And we're going to be changing some things on there and that kind of stuff. But that is the only way that you can register and sign up for the Las Vegas Operator Training Summit. So, there you go. There's the first announcement, if you will. And we're really going to start pumping it hard. Probably starting this Friday is when we're going to start posting some stuff about it. But if you guys want to get an early peek look at it, operatortrainingsummit.com, and you can sign up right there and pay right there. All right. So here's kind of what we're going to talk about. Kind of people losing control, and that kind of stuff. So a couple of things we'll hit specifically are these general officers apparently losing respect and faith in Pete Hegseth. Billionaire fighter pilot might be the next NASA administrator. And then SpaceX losing its contracts, potentially rolling NASA under Department of Transportation and all that kind of stuff. So although these seem unrelated, these are the hot topics right now that at least I have an opinion on. And what is my opinion worth? Exactly what you're paying for it. Nothing. So take it for what it's worth, right? So there's been a couple, I think it was New York Times and the Washington Post and that kind of stuff. I've seen it all over X about these general officers that are losing faith in Pete Hegseth. Well, there's a couple things with that is who cares? Because the gunfighters and the lower enlisted and the junior officers, they like him. Many of the senior officers also like what he's doing. Just because you have some fat, out of shape, corrupt politicians that happen to be wearing stars on their shoulders does not mean dick to me. Honestly, it really doesn't, because they are lost. They are compromised. It one, they're going against everything that they've told everybody else not to do, which is going to the press about things. Two is when they say numerous generals, okay, what are we talking about? At a minimum of two. Okay. So two could be numerous, right? I just, one, I don't believe it. Two is, bye, Felicia. Get the fuck out then. Nobody wants you here. And I can tell you what, to the general officers that are out there, I think if you knew the disdain that some of your senior officers, junior officers, senior enlisted, and junior enlisted have for you, to include your government civilians, I think you'd probably want to get out of there anyway and just retire. But some of you guys are sticking it out. But anyway, so of course, Hegseth coming in there and telling them that they're fat, telling them they're out of shape, telling them that we're going to get back to standards and they haven't done their job or not doing their job effectively. Of course, they're going to get butt hurt. But instead of, like a lot of them did, taking the feedback, agreeing, going, you know what, objectively taking a step back and looking, I agree with what you're saying, and then making the change, they, go to the press and whine like little babies. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my 2 cents on it. I personally think he's doing a good job. I mean, he's better than Lloyd Austin. I mean, come on, guys. Is that what we're comparing him to? Now, maybe Hegseth is not a great Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War, but you can only go up from Lloyd Austin, right? And then when we start talking about these general officers that are upset and losing face, just so you know, these are the same general officers and flag officers that botched the Afghanistan withdrawal. They allowed experimental drugs on their service members. They also enforced insane policies on COVID stuff that were unnecessary and not true. And all they needed to do was push back and stick up for their service members, and it would have been fine. These are the same general officers and flag officers that kicked people out and gave them other than honorable or general discharges. Or I'm sorry, not general, other than honorable discharges. Right? It's just, I don't give a shit what some of these people have to say. I really don't. It's time for you to leave. All right. On to more happier news, I hope anyway, is billionaire fighter pilot, astronaut, Jared Isaacman is being now, once again, I think it happened in January, where he was initially kind of nominated to be the administrator of NASA, and then this prick Sergio Gore kind of got in the way and swept the leg, so kind of not botched his chance, but took the chance away, at least for the time being. And then in the last, 2 weeks, it looks like him and Trump have met again, and is a better chance that he's going to be the administrator of NASA now, which is fantastic news. I asked, who is more qualified right now to take over NASA? I'm just curious. He's a private sector dude, right? Who's actually flown missions that NASA actually funds. He's not some paper pusher. He's not some virtue signaling person. He's a kind of post-bureaucratic model of leadership. He's fast He moves quickly, and I don't mean running fast. Like he moves quickly. He doesn't get behind bureaucratic red tape. I don't know a single person that has anything bad to say about him. He's a no BS kind of dude. It's just, it makes so much sense to me and many others on why he should be the next administrator of NASA. I mean, especially if you're looking for somebody to reform a place, right? And NASA is one of those places where, you know, you see people wearing shirts, right? People will proudly wear NASA shirts because there is so much pride in NASA, and we as a nation are so proud of what NASA has done and continues to do. And you got to continue that legacy. And I think getting and I really don't care that he's a billionaire. He could be a millionaire. He could be a schlump like me, right? But he's incredibly smart. He's incredibly dedicated to the country, and he's been to space. He's got a fighter pilot mentality, and he is a fighter pilot. I don't know what his IQ is, because I know that that's what's going around right now. I have no doubt he has an extremely high IQ. So it makes sense to me. I don't know why there was any trepidation about him becoming the NASA administrator, but the time has come. We got to do it. All right, next. So I'm pretty sure it was a senator, Senator Duffy or some jackass like that said something to the effect of moving NASA under the Department of Transportation. I don't know. I'd have to dig into it a little bit more, but I'd have to rewatch the video that I saw anyway. Here's my thing. Oh, and then he also talked about, first on that, NASA moving to the Department of Transportation. Go back to what I just said about Jared Isaacman in terms of less bureaucratic tape. People are actually proud of NASA. You would tarnish NASA by putting them under Department of Transportation, because in recent years, what has the Department of Transportation done well? Please, somebody in the comments, give me an example, just one example of something that Department of Transportation has done well. Trains, they're not great, whether it's cargo or passenger. Anybody flown recently? It's not great, is it? How about the infrastructure of our roads and bridges? How are they doing? These are all Department of Transportation things. So name me something good that's been going on with them. Now, this Senator Duffy, like I said, I'm pretty sure he's a senator, talked about canceling SpaceX contracts and going open market. So, got a question for you. Have any of you guys, any of you that have played sports, whether it's soccer, basketball, football, any kind of team sport, or even on your own, whenever you play against somebody else, generally speaking, you level yourself up. You play better. That's why it's not great. I mean, I guess it's great to be the number one team in the league or number one team in the state or something like that, but you're often not challenged. But if you can surround yourself and compete against people that will force you to level up and force you to be better, then that makes you better, and it makes everybody better. So canceling SpaceX contracts and moving it to the open market is a great move, because you have somebody like Elon that will take that and run with it. I don't know if Elon's butthurt about it or not, but I see it as, sure, it should be an open market, because now the competition is on, mofo, and we're going to get after it. And by we, I mean SpaceX is going to get after it, because some of these other companies, although are doing great stuff, they aren't where SpaceX is. Whether it's Boeing and SpaceX having to go rescue astronauts, or whether it's Blue Origin taking Katy Perry and, opening up space, opening up a space for women, it's just, they are not where SpaceX is at. And so by opening up the market, competition is game on, and somebody like Elon Musk and the team over at SpaceX are going to run with it. Elon loves competition, just like when he made his patents for his battery technology public. If somebody was worried about making more money or worried about going out of business, they wouldn't do that. But he understands that competition makes everybody better. It makes America better. That's what we're about. It's a meritocracy. If somebody comes in and makes a better product than SpaceX or Tesla or the batteries or Rivian or whatever it is, great. They'll be celebrated. And if they surpass Tesla and they surpass Rivian and some of these other companies, great, because it only makes Tesla and Rivian and so on that much more eager to make it better and to make better cars and better battery technology and that kind of stuff. So threaten me with a good time. Let's compete. Let's do it. So I don't know. I kind of rambled on. It's been a little while since I've sat in the car and talked to you guys, and just kind of, went off, but I figured we'd give you guys a little something since I felt like talking, and these three things are hot right now, and they're just kind of on my mind, and I wanted to give my take on it. How far out to lunch am I, guys? Like, am I completely just not wasting my time, but am I not thinking clearly at all? Does all this make sense? It's a no-brainer for me, and it gets so frustrating when I do see the stuff, and I can appreciate that it's bot farms that are doing it. So I'm guilty of falling into that, no doubt. But anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I'm sorry that daily drops haven't been coming out as frequently as they used to. Once the government shutdown comes back, hopefully we'll get back to it, and then we'll go from there. To the guys going out in Nashville, we'll see you guys here in a couple days. And to the folks that will be eventually coming out to Vegas, looking forward to working with you guys. And we'll see you later. See you.